Hey, it's D. It's a brand new episode coming right for you, right on the FTO network. Enjoy. All right, everybody, this is a brand new episode of FTO Podcast. I am your host, D. We got a long, extended show for you. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be the average size like always. Got a lot to talk about this week, though. A lot of stuff been happening in like the news format of all of this, but there are some cool movies to talk about, some interesting games. So like, I hope you guys are ready to talk about all this stuff. I am ready to get into this. So we'll talk about like all the fun FTO stuff at the end of the show. But like before all that, let's just get into it. I hope you guys are doing all right. I hope your week is going all right for you. Happy Thursday for all those of you who are listening to this on a Thursday. I know we're supposed to be out on a Wednesday. I had all intents and purposes to do this on a Tuesday. It just did not work out that way. But you know what? Things happen. You get mixed around sometimes, but like you go back at it. First and foremost, Legendary Entertainment formalized a Sony deal after cutting ties with Warner Brothers. So it seems like Legendary is tired of Warner Brothers stuff, and they are moving on to Sony. Now, since Sony is doing, this is the cool part. This is a really cool part. Since Sony is doing so much stuff with the Spider-Man, cinematic universe, this is going to change things at Sony. Now, a lot of you probably saying this is like, wait, hold on a second. Like, the Spider-Man universe, I think it's still going. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You still got the Spider-Verse animated movie coming out. It's going to have Daniel Kaluuya a part of it as Spider-Punk. You still got the whole Miles Morales thing out there. You can do so many different things. You still got Spider-Gwen. I think the Silver Sable movie is supposed to be coming out soon also with Felicia Hardy, Black Cat as well. You still got the whole Madam Web movie coming out as well. You got a lot of different stuff with the Spider-Man universe. The new Venom supposed to be coming out as well. There's a lot of stuff with this whole Spider-Man universe that's going to be happening. And I definitely think that Legendary is going to be a part of it. Legendary was a part of things like the Dune franchise, the brand new Dune series, the Godzilla vs. King Kong series as well. Things that did great numbers. It did great numbers. A lot of people saw it. Fans still talk about it to this day. We're still getting a Dune sequel, and they are Legendary Film, before they cut ties completely with Warner Brothers, they are still going to be working on that Dune sequel that's coming out soon. So you still got that to look forward to as well. I just think this is going to be a big deal for the Spider-Man universe. And if you guys don't think so, you heard it here first. That's all I got to say to you. Next up, Cocaine Bear trailer, drug-fueled animal goes on murderous rampage and real-life thriller. This is apparently based on a true story. I had no idea that this was based on a true story. Elizabeth Banks is the director of this. It's from Universal Pictures. It's inspired by a true story. As the title suggests, the film follows a black bear that embarks on a murderous rampage following its unintentional consumption of cocaine. What? What? Yeah. So, yeah. What? What? This is crazy. It's Ray Liotta's final film. He's going to be a part of it. Carrie Russell's going to be a part of it. This is wow. Wow, this is nuts. And Ray Liotta's gonna be a part of this too. So I'm excited for this, for the theme that's gonna be a part of this, the fact that Banks is gonna be directing it, and the fact that this is Ray Liotta's last film and it's gonna be absolutely awesome. This sounds hilarious. Just a funny romp that could possibly be serious at the same time. So I'm really interested to see how this works out. Oscar award-winning director Ang Lee will direct his son playing Bruce Lee in biopic. Now this does something nepotism. I won't deny that. It's something that, you got a son playing Bruce Lee in his film. I get how that looks. I get how that sounds. His son, Mason Lee, will be playing the actor who died in 1973, Bruce Lee, the martial arts star. Ang Lee directed certain films like Brokeback Mountain and Life of Pi. We don't have a date for when this is coming out. I believe it's sometime next year, 2023 is when it's coming out, but, It's Sony. It's gonna be a Sony film. Mason Lee's gonna be a part of it. He looks the part. He looks like he can carry this role. Just a little close to home. We'll see how it goes though. I'm gonna watch it. I'll see it. I'll give a review about it. I haven't done a review in a couple of days. I need to get on that part of my format of FTO. But yeah. Next up, Tulsa King renewed for a second season. Premiere ratings topped House of the Dragon ratings. A little dumbfounded by that last part. That last part really takes me for a loop. So, yeah, Sylvester Stallone, Paramount Plus series came out swinging into ratings and just scored a second round. So it's getting a second season. I was opting out of watching this. I haven't been a Sylvester Stallone fan for a good while. You know, Get Carter was like one of my last, like, let's get excited for Sylvester Stallone kind of film. And like after that, I wasn't really on like the Sylvester Stallone's train for a while. And I guess like I should probably hop back onto it. Like, you know me, big Paramount Plus guy, love Paramount Plus. I talk about Paramount Plus all the time with Star Trek, Lower Decks, Ghosts, all those shows. But maybe I should watch this one too. So we'll see what happens. Second season. And you guys know the thing about me. If I don't usually watch shows that have one season, so since it's getting a second season, I should probably hop on stuff for part of it. We'll see what happens. Next up, now I just saw Your Nerd talking about this on his page, and this is really interesting news. Warner Brothers closes to bring DC animated shows to Amazon Prime Video. Now this is really interesting because, as we know, of late, Warner Bros. Discovery has been kicking off certain animated features on their format to make like a tax break deal for themselves. So they're getting rid of, like, you know, different cartoon shows, different movies, all that stuff, and having this whole like exploring animated IP on different formats. This is wild, man. Like, we already got Invincible on Amazon. You got The Boys also, and like if you do like a crossover event with something like this, like with the altruistic DC characters and characters like The Boys, characters like Invincible, and like a crossover with those characters, if it comes to that's fascinating. And Amazon's been killing it with their features. So with their superhero-esque or superhero deconstruction features, animated shows, whatnot, like they've been doing a pretty good job. I am interested to see how far they can go with this. But wow, right? Is it gonna be like a whole like Netflix kind of situation? Like how like the Netflix shows, like the Daredevil, the Jessica Jones, the Luke Cage, all those shows started out on Netflix and like they got their big break there, and then like after a couple of years they're gonna transfer over to HBO Max. Is that what they're doing right now? I don't know. It's gonna be a fun ride though. It's definitely gonna keep on putting this DC on the market, or like, you know, in the forefront with their properties, since like, you know, Marvel is really still kind of crushing it with their films. Just saying. But that is all I have for news today. Take a little break. Come right back. Talk about things to check out.
You're listening to fto-nerd-talk. Excellent choice. If you're looking for more nerdy content, consider giving my idiot co-host and I a chance. We are two idiots and a dog, and we talk about movies, comic books, and general pop culture and entertainment media nonsense. Give us a listen on Good Pods, Anchor, iTunes, or your podcatcher of choice. You can also find us at podpage.com/TIAAD media, or you can always find us on Twitter, and we'll bribe you with dog pictures too.
And we are back. It's always fun taking a break when I'm sitting where I'm sitting and doing a podcast. I told myself I'm going to stop telling you guys where I'm at when I'm doing these podcasts, because I just need to go on with the show and stop lollygagging most of the times. First up, things to check out, Bones and All. This came out November 18th. The synopsis reads as Maureen, played by Taylor Russell, a young woman, learns how to survive in the margins of society. This is a drama horror romance, rated R from Mimo Films, 130 minutes long. Now, this seems like a foreign film. I do not have much information besides the synopsis. Metacritic gave it a pretty decent, solid rating. It just seemed like it was an interesting thing to talk about, so I may look it up, see if I can find it. Next up, this is one that's really exciting. A friend of mine told me about this a couple months ago, called Violent Night. This is, I'll just read the synopsis. When a team of mercenaries break into a wealthy family's compound on Christmas Eve, taking everyone inside hostage, the team isn't prepared for a surprise combatant. Santa Claus, played by David Harbour, is on the grounds, and he's about to show why Nick is no saint. This is from 87 North Films. It's an action thriller, horror, comedy, crime. It has to be comedy. Like, something like that. You have to put comedy attached to it. It's going to be in movie theaters on December 2nd. This is interesting. Because, I saw a trailer about this. It's not like a guy in a Santa Claus costume. Like, it is actually Santa Claus who is doing this. So like the story tells us like this person who's in the Santa Claus costume is actually Santa Claus. So that's like the silver lining funness to like this whole story is that. Next up, games to check out. Marvel's Midnight Suns comes out November 2nd on all platforms, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. This is a long synopsis. I won't be reading the whole thing. After centuries of sleep, Lilith, mother of demons, have been revived by Hydra through a twist of dark magic and science. Lilith stops at nothing to complete an ancient prophecy and brings back her evil master, Chiton. Pushed to the brink, the Avengers desperately look to fight fire with Hellfire and enlist the help of the Midnight Suns. Nico, Minoru, Blade, Magic, and Ghost Rider. Young heroes with powers deeply rooted in the supernatural. So, that's the story from 2K Games. It's a strategy turn-based tactic. The developer is Firaxis Games. There is no online multiplayer. It's rated T for teens. This seems like the synopsis made it seem like it's more fun than the trailer made it look like. I'm going to say that right now. I am still playing Marvel Snap, and like that's a very fun game. Also, like card turn-based game, but this seems interesting. It was delayed for a while, but now it's coming. But that sounds interesting. It does. The comic book is out for it too. The comic book is the prequel to this story that sets everything up. Say if you're gonna play the game, maybe check out the comic book also. Look at me plugging Marvel comic books. Look at me trying to warm my heart up to Marvel comic books and tell you guys to go read some Marvel comics. Next up, Evil West on the PS5 is also on the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. Came out November 22nd. The synopsis is a dark menace consumes the Old West. In solo or co-op, fight with style and veracity, explosive combat against bloodthirsty monasteries, eradicate the vampiric horde with your lightning-fueled gauntlet, and become a Wild West superhero. This is an interesting synopsis. I mean, but if you look at the cover of the box on this game, it makes sense. This developer is Flying Wild Hogs. The publisher is Focus Home Interactive, Solution 2 Go, Focus Entertainment, and the genre is a general action shooter third-person arcade. Rated M for mature, only 2 players. This does sound interesting. It does sound really interesting. I may have to check this one out. I will talk to Anton about it at least. Next up, for TV shows, I think this is a mini-series. Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. The synopsis is, the holiday special written and directed by James Gunn sees the Guardians looking for a Christmas present for Peter Quill. So in one season, doesn't tell me how many episodes it is. Of course, it's on Disney+. It's a comedy, action, adventure, science fiction event special. Comes out the 25th. So, should already be here. Yeah. I haven't watched it. I have Disney Plus now. I should probably check it out. I feel like I need to check out... I think I need to check out Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, and She-Hulk before I even think about going in this route. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe it's time for me to finally give those shows a watch and then review them. But you know what? Don't hold your breath. It may happen. It may happen. Next up, Willow. The new show Willow, season 1, comes out November 30th. I think on the day of this recording, it is out today. So, Willow Oofgood, played by Warwick Davis, that dude's a boss, leads a desperate group of heroes to help save the world in this television sequel series of George Lucas's 1988 film. The genre is drama, action, adventure, fantasy, also on Disney+. Now, as most of you 80 babies and 70 babies who listen to this show know, Willow was like a staple of its time, and it's a cult classic now also. So have this come out and be what it is, a lot of us are just really excited to see what's happened with this TV show. I think they'll be episodic, kind of like how Andor and Mandalorian and all those other shows are. So if it's out now, it's probably 1, maybe 2 episodes to tease you to watch the show. But yeah, could be every week. I'm almost certain it's going to be a weekly show, not like all of them dump at one time. I've never seen Disney Plus do that, so they want to get you hooked. Only Netflix dumps you an entire season on their format. And here we go. Now is lastly, Slow Horses season 2 comes out December 2nd. The Sloth House team must work together to stop a potential danger in London. In the second season, if the espionage drama based on Mick Herron's Sloth House novel. I think there was a typo there. This is a drama and suspense. It's on Apple TV Plus. I haven't heard of this. It sounds interesting. Gary Oldman's in it. That's why I haven't heard of it. Still not too... I should probably get over Gary Oldman being what Gary Oldman is. Like, he's learning. He's an older guy. Should move on past that. But that is your things to check out. I hope you find something you like. If I missed something, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. I spend most of my time on Instagram. I'm back on Twitter. If you didn't know, I'm back on Twitter. I should pause for a second. I did not want to be a part of what Elon Musk was doing. He letting people say the N-word. He trying to go free nilly on all this stuff. But he's losing advertisers. Like, he is making money on Twitter right now, but that will not last forever. It will not. The advertisers are going to keep on losing and going away. And he's not going to keep this up forever. So, you know what? This is a place for activism. Twitter is. It's a place for speaking your mind. It's a place for, like, throwing down, like, the patriarch, if need be. And me leaving is not going to help anybody. And I had to ask my base that question also, and they reminded me. They're like, this is not going to help anybody. You should probably stick around and just, like, take a break and then come back. And that's what I did. I took a week and a half break. I came back, and now I'm here. I'm going to keep on doing my thing on Twitter. So, you know, that's what it is. Next up, comics to check out. Got a good list of comic books. This is like the end of the year. It's creeping on December. So, you know what? Lots of to look into. Let's look into it. First off, Nightwing Annual 2022. Night Out, The Lessons. Who is Heartless? Find out who the villain is behind the platinum mask and why he only collects the heart of some victims and not others, and why he has no heart himself. Then, Bitewing Year 1. Follow Harley in her first year with her humans, Nightwing, and Batgirl, and see how she takes a bite out of crime in her first year becoming Batwing. This is written by Tom Taylor and C.S. Picot. Also written by Jay Kristoff and artist Inaki Miranda. So, that's Nightwing for you. Now, I picked these next ones here simply because, like, they just seem interesting. There's a theme going on with these next couple of comic books. Don't judge me. Just, like, they all just seem really interesting. And I feel like it's worth talking about. I never really give, like, disclaimers before the comic books I make, but I feel like I want to get, like, some blowback from the stuff I'm talking about. So I figured I'd let you guys know about it before I get into it. This next up is Strange, issue number 8, Ghost Stories. Who are the Blasphemy Cartel? The secrets of the cartel are revealed and comes from the unlikeliest of sources. Will this be the help Clea needs to bring peace to her adopted realm, or will this be too much for the Sorceress Supreme to handle? This is written by Jed McKay and art by Stefano Landini. Now, this seems like an interesting story. Like, Doctor Strange is, like, it's changing, evolving. Could we see Cumberbatch take a little backseat and have Clea show up? We did see her in, like, spoiler alert, in the last of Multiverse of Madness. So, you know, it could possibly happen. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Next up, Justice Society of America, issue number 1. The New Golden Age. Chapter 1. Legend Die Together 2. The long-lost hero from the JSA clashes into our era with a grave warning. But it's too late. The mysterious and malevolent enemy has invaded the entire history of the JSA, and an all-new team must come together to defeat it. But what deadly secrets does a messenger from the Beyond keep? Where are they from? And why is all of this happening now? Only the Time Master knows. This is written by Jeff Johns and art by Scott Collins. Also art by Brandon Peterson and Mikkel Janin. That dude's a great artist. Great artist. Also Jerry Ordway and Steve Lieber on art. Next up, Superman. Kal-El returns, special issue number 1. The concrete that ate Gotham. A friend in need and distraction and home. Kal-El has returned from his long sojourn to Warworld. But what ramification does this hold for the border DC universe in this special issue? Will spotlight Kal-El's reunion with the Dark Knight, Jimmy Olsen, the Justice League, and Lex Luthor? Plus, witness the never-before-revealed look at the moments leading to the Superman's adoption of Pariah in the Dark Crisis event. The march towards Action Comics 1050 continues in this essential special volume. This is like 48 pages long, and it's like $6. So Like, it's going to be pretty hefty. And it's pretty hefty because you got Mark Waid as writer, Marv Wolfman as writer, Sina Grace as writer, Alex Siegel as writer, and you got Clayton Henry as artist, Dean Hespel as artist, Jackson Herbert, Fisco, and Fico Asio as artists. So you get like a big team of artists and writers and colorists and letterers on this, so that's why it's like such a jam-packed comic. Next up, this is what I was talking about before, about like these comic books and like they all kind of tied together. Strange Academy Finals, issue number 2. The students still in Strange Academy have their biggest challenge yet. Plus, our heroes finally get a lead on Gaslamp and their missing friend. But now they have to face the most terrifying villain Strange Academy has introduced. This is attached to Legacy, issue number 20. It's 28 pages long. This is written by Scotty Young. I didn't know he wrote comic books also. And art by Humberto Ramos. Hey, welcome back, buddy. Humberto Ramos. But Strange Academy is back. I didn't know if Strange Academy came back. This was like, I feel like I had to talk about this because like everyone that I knew or everyone like in the circles I'm a part of was big talking about Strange Academy, and like the cancellation of that book really hit a lot of people hard. So the fact that it's coming back is pretty interesting. So there you go. That's why. Next up from Image Comics, Rogue Sun, issue number 8. Still reeling from the aftermath of his fight with Cataclysm, Dylan finds himself forging a new path, both at home and as a superhero. But with one poor decision comes bitter consequences, and the birth of a villain hell-bent on revenge. 32 pages long. This is written by Ryan Perrott and art by Abel. Next up, and lastly, Stillwater, issue number 16 from Skybound Comics, The Secret of the Curse Revealed. That's it. That's the synopsis. Written by Chuck Swiderski and art by Mike Spicer. This is the 3rd volume of this series. Interesting. It's been running since 2020. Good for them. But that is your comic books for the week. That is part of the show. I hope you guys enjoyed that so far. I've been trying to go as steadily as I can with this and talk about like the stuff that I talk about as much as I can for as long as I can for doing this. Usually I take a hiatus around like November, but I told myself, you know what? Just take a seat back on the posting, and I have, and just keep the podcast going, which I also have. So here for you guys, here to do what you're doing. I recently made a post on Twitter about who wants to work for FTO. Payment would have to be like as work happens. Like I can't get like a steady hourly, monthly payment. Just like have a service done, I pay you for the service. That'll be that, and like move on to the next thing. But I can't hire a staff. Like I'm just one guy running the company. And I'm not really the best at it. But, I want to get people a part of like this project that I'm doing, which is FTO, and like move forward. And I can only do that with other people. This is a learning lesson for me to go through. I'm going to have to take a lot of hits on this learning lesson. It's what it is. And, we'll see what happens afterwards. But you know what? I'm putting myself out there. That's what you're supposed to do. You make mistakes when you put yourself out there, and like you learn from it. So that's all you can really do. That's all you can really do. So it's whatever. That's not much to really talk about like on that front. I know I'm late on posting the anime of the week. If you guys are following my page and listening to the podcast religiously, I need to get on that as well. I'm a little behind on that. What else am I missing? I can't think of much else. The news of the week that I've been posting on there, I've been having fun doing that. Like the news of the week, the anime of the week, it's keeping me consistent without having to worry about like different colors, different like aesthetics, different like way to make things look. Like I've actually been feeling pretty good about just making the two things, putting it out at the beginning or the end of the week, and just having that be that. It is still a bit stressful doing all this kind of stuff. The mental strain is still there. Can't deny that either. But you know what? I'm having more fun doing this, even during my lax time, than I had like in a very long time. Some things are going to have to change for 2023. Next week, though, is going to be the wrap-up show. So that's like the best of the awards, FTO awards. I thought about just calling it the FTO awards, but like it's a wrap-up, wrapping up the year. Comics, movies, TV shows, actors, like we're doing it. We're talking about like all the best stuff, all your favorite stuff. My only kick is I gotta find like contestants, like different category, like the categories, but and like different people and topics in those categories. Like, you know, if there's a TV show, I can at least put at least like 4 or 5 TV shows inside of it. I haven't done that. I haven't. I just made my list of what is the best. Not like, you know, like some kind of big build up, like the category is, and like here's your contestants. I don't have all that going on. I probably should, but I don't. But that's a lot I need to talk about out there. If you guys haven't had a chance, this Lens thing, this Lens SA app that's out there that people are like putting themselves into art and whatnot. Princess Ahita did this. Like, she's one of the first person I saw do this, and like, wow, really good stuff. Like, she takes amazing pictures all the time, and like, so seeing her face out there in animation art kind of format was awesome. And like, she's a big fan of like all kind of like drawing art, and the fact that she is now art also, really cool. And I've been seeing so many other people do this same thing as well out there. Like, I've been putting them all inside of my story on Instagram, so if you get a chance, check out my Instagram stories. They may pop up every so often inside of it, like men and women. And it's really cool to see this. It really is. I think I saw Crazy 8 the Great do this. The Sis for Kage did it. So many other people out there just putting their faces out there. I thought about doing it, and I realized I gotta, like, you know, pay for a free trial. I'm not doing that. So, no. But for you, by all means, go right ahead. I'm weird about doing free trials, man. Like, I grew up in an era, like the tail end of Generation X, but like the beginning of millennials. So, like, you know, it's interesting to me, but not so much for me to put myself out there and do it, if that makes any sense to you. So I'm a conundrum, and I'm okay with that. But there's a lot going on out there. The world is getting a little bit more crazy, as I say just about every episode, it seems like. Be safe out there. I hope you guys take care of yourselves, take care of your family. The full-on extent of holidays are coming up soon, from Kwanzaa to Hanukkah to Christmas and the solstice. Like, there's a lot of holidays for all of us out there. Make sure you guys are being safe. Make sure you guys are, like, protecting your mental health, because, like, holidays are stressful. Like, despite what everyone tells you, holidays are stressful. They get to you. They make you feel a certain way. You may do things that you're not normally doing. You may buy things you don't normally buy, just like to make yourself and the person you care and love feel special. And I get it. Just, like, make sure you're keeping yourself as comfortable as you possibly can throughout this holiday season. I can't. If I can give you all hugs and make you all feel warm and fuzzy inside, I'll try to do my best at doing that. But, you know, I can only do so much. I'm only one guy, and yeah, there's not much other news to talk about right now. There's a lot of trailers dropping. That Cocaine Bear sounds really, really cool. I gotta check that out. That sounds so freaking awesome. I'm thinking Table Cheese is gonna be dropped on Friday. Also, should let you guys know, with the Anton 6 and I. And I'm thinking about doing a wrap-up. Like, the wrap-up show I had on Twitter, I'm not giving that. Elon Musk is not going to keep my show. No, thank you. I think I'm going to make it on, like, the podcast exclusive and talk about maybe 2 or 3 topics. Maybe get, like, different guests on and, like, interview them. Like, it's going to be that comic and nonsense. Maybe I can call it comic and nonsense wrap-up week, or, like, the weekend wrap-up. Comic and nonsense. Maybe, I don't know. I'll figure it out. Still pending on that. But I want to do the wrap-up show. The weekend wrap-up. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe 2023 is when I'll execute that. Because, like, right now, too much on my plate. Too much. But it's something I want to do. It sounds interesting. It sounds like fun. And, like, just having different people on. And, like, making those relationships. That's what really matters. Making those relationships. Hopefully I grow a little bit more next year. Fingers crossed on that, right? If anything else you guys want me to do, any kind of ideas you got out there for me, anyway, like, you want to help me run this business, by all means. I'm here for ideas. I really am. I'm rambling now. This is going on as long as it possibly can. I wish you all the best. Until next time, take it easy. Hey guys, D here of fto-nerd-talk. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, tell your friends about fto-nerd-talk. Got a lot of different shows for all of you. Make sure you tune in every week for a brand new episode. Take it easy.